Hello again, my name is Juan, and for my Identifying Riders Goals projects, I want to talk to you a little bit about my last job in consigning RVs. What I did was sell people's RVs for them, research the market, and give them the best information that they could have in order to make the best decisions to try to get it sold. Now, the toughest conversation that I would find myself in was typically about high expectations. So some customers simply had their expectations a little bit too high, and because of that, their RV couldn't get sold, or because of a myriad of factors. Now, before sending the email discussing the reassessment of an RV's market value, I had to go through a few steps. I had to think of, when should this be done? Has it been selling? Has it been on the lot long? Which RV should this be done for? Is it leaky? Does it have issues that need to be resolved? Is there something fundamentally wrong with it that's keeping people from buying it? What is the realistic outlook for this RV going forward? Based on historical data and current data, the outlook of current customers that have been to it, and salespeople, how does this RV really look? Can we get it sold? Can we continue to work together? That's the next question. Now, based on all of that, is it going to be a situation in which it's a few small fixes and we can continue to consign it with us and continue to try to get it sold? Because we have contracts where it's 90 days to get this RV sold. If it doesn't sell in those 90 days, something has to change. So that leads into my next topic, what needs to happen next? So all of those have to be addressed before I even send that message. So sending the email. Once I've addressed all those questions and I figured out, does this email need to be sent? What did I have to do? I would have to prioritize a realistic outlook before being, incredibly kind, because some of these situations are with retirees now. Selling this RV is a means to put food in their mouth, but realistically, if they price it too high, it won't sell and it'll continually depreciate to a point where they'll end up owing money. So realistic outlooks are by far the most important. Time is of the essence in getting them sold. To continue with that, I had to emphasize my professional expertise. I had to let them know I know what's in their best interest. I've looked over the data. I've been trained on this. This is my profession. I'm very confident in my analysis, and I have to let them know that they can be confident in me. Finally, explain what must happen. Now, this can go a few ways. Can we continue to work together? Is there something that needs to be done in order for us to work together? Or do we have to find an amicable way to, split paths, find different new opportunities for each of us? Now, the outcomes. Typically, I was pretty good at this. I liked my job, and I would often get a change in pricing in order to get the RV sold. I had a high success rate. Of course, sometimes there were disagreements, and in those disagreements, if I could see, hey, maybe we're just out of margin, out of the margin where this RV will sell, but they've been working with me, and I think we can still get it sold within the year. Then, we might do no adjustments to the contract and see how it goes for a little bit more, maybe another month, another trial period to see if it goes well, and if not, we can reassess then. And finally, the point of no return. This happened with RVs that I got when I just got the job, old clients who had RVs that had been on the lot for years. They were breaking down. They just didn't look good, and they weren't selling because they weren't priced well. Those conversations, typically, you have to let them know up front, here are your other options. Unfortunately, we can't help you going forward, but this is what you might look into. I didn't have to do that, but it's important for me to feel like we care about the customer. So what would I do now? After reading the modules, after going over the information that I've seen in these first few sections of the class, I think there are a few things that stand out about the way that I sent those emails or made those messages. First of all, I would definitely try to make them more personal. As I went through with the job and got further into it, I definitely learned the more personable you can be, the more you can show that you care about these clients and their RVs, the better the outcome will be generally. You want to be upfront and honest about everything, but you want to let them know that they can trust you and that you can trust in them to make good decisions with you. Secondly, I would reduce the jargon, and I would try to integrate charts into my messages. They're just so effective. But yeah, that's all. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to working with you again.